End of EU. Nigel Farage reveals shock, EU will dissolve peacefully. Presenter Nigel Farage was grilled by viewers on his evening show, with one viewer asking what he thought would cause the end of the European Union, with Mr. Farage blasting bureaucrats which threaten the diversity of the continent. Nigel Farage fielded questions from viewers during his Barrage the Farage segment on his evening show, with one viewer wondering what Mr. Farage thought would end the European Union. The former Brexit Party leader wasted no time attacking the leaders of the EU and said the institution was wrong at every level. Mr. Farage continued his furious rant against the bloc and wanted to see European countries celebrate what made them different from each other. Speaking, viewer James asked Mr. Farage how long will it be before the European Union dissolves. Mr. Farage retorted, "If I knew the answer to that, I'd be straight down to the nearest betting shop. I don't know what it will be that finishes off the European Union, but I do still believe very strongly it's an entirely artificial construct. I just think it's wrong at every level. Provided the nation-states of Europe are functioning democracies, there will always be peace in Europe. And Europe is a continent unlike any other. You travel 100 miles through Europe, you have different wines, different cheeses, different languages, different cultures, different forms of etiquette, I've no doubt. That's what makes Europe so amazing, and the idea that whole thing should be governed by a bunch of bureaucrats in Brussels making rules that harmonize, homogenize and pasteurize everybody, I find total anathema. The European Union has come under fire for its handling of the coronavirus, as members were left without vaccine supplies at the height of infections. Members clashed with each other as measures were proposed by the European Commission and Germany to halt vaccine exports to third countries and to introduce Europe-wide travel bans on the UK. Dawdling on securing vaccine contracts with AstraZeneca left many countries without jabs, while the UK led the way on vaccine uptake. In a survey conducted by IFOP for the French daily Les Echos, 57% of French said they would clearly support plans to see less Europe at the next presidential election. Pollsters at SWG asked 1,200 Italian electors how they would vote in a hypothetical general election. Just over 1 in 5, 20.6%, of respondents said they would vote for the Eurosceptic Brothers of Italy party. The poll, conducted between July 28 and August 2, indicates the Eurosceptic Lega party would finish in second, narrowly behind on 20.3% of the vote. The looming Afghanistan refugee crisis is also set to grip Europe, as EU ministers fear a repeat of the Syrian crisis, which saw over 1 million refugees resettle in 2017. EU Home Affairs Commissioner Ylva Johansson said Afghans arriving at Europe's external border will not be deported back to Afghanistan as it is too dangerous for them. However, during a conference with internal ministers, Ms. Johansson said the EU should look into ways of resettling refugees nearer to the region they are fleeing from to prevent a huge surge entering the bloc. The UK Home Office says it will resettle 20,000 refugees over the next few years, with around 5,000 being taken in the first year alone. Britain on Tuesday announced a resettlement scheme for Afghans fleeing the Taliban after their return to power, offering an initial 5,000 places in the first year, rising to up to 20,000 in the long term. The announcement came on the eve of an extraordinary session of Parliament on Wednesday, where MPs recalled from holiday will discuss the collapse of the Afghan government, so soon after the withdrawal of Western forces. London said priority would be given to those most at risk, including Afghan women, children and others forced to flee or facing threats and persecution from the hardliners, offering them a chance to remain in Britain indefinitely. This resettlement scheme will be kept under further review for future years, with up to a total of 20,000 in the long term, the Home Office said in a statement. The scheme is modelled on that which resettled 20,000 refugees from the Syria conflict from 2014 to this year.